Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's see how bad this boy is right here. I think that there's a very good chance that this is just outright the best character in the game. Now, I do really like my number one unit overall in the game adjacent to really have like one of these type of team protector mechanics, which this Gohan doesn't have. But what I think we could actually do here is, I see it all the time about all types of offensive characters. Well, you could just kill the boss before they kill you, which isn't actually true, right? Because the boss attacks first. So the boss dictates. No matter what you say, the boss gets the first crack. So they decide. Unless you've got one of these, which is one of these big-time active skill nuclear bomb attacks, which we have here with the family Kamehameha. They essentially have a new mechanic with the Dragon Balls entering the key field. I mean, at this point, I think you can kind of tell how good I think a character is by the build. If I'm comfortable giving this guy 31 crit, I don't think we're going to see this character dying ever. I mean, perhaps we'll see what it looks like if this character gets like locked in slot 1 against like 17 or something like that, which is something that could happen. I would argue STR right now is a fantastic typing to be. The two typings that work really well is STR and AGL. Those are the two typings that work very effectively against all of the tough bosses right now. Whereas like int is probably not the greatest and physical is not the greatest. Those are the two typings that potentially could get destroyed, right? So I went full crit here. I really want the family Kamehameha to be able to drop like a huge damaging crit and potentially be able to nuke Goku and Frieza and other bosses off here. I could, maybe if we have bad luck with additionals, I mean, you guys know how it is. We're probably going to get a lot of additional normals with this character, right? Like, I just tend to not have good luck with additionals. I could drop a little bit of the crit and give him a little bit more additional in the hidden potential system. We'll see. But remember, here's the thing. In the standby, which I feel like I'm going to be in there a lot, I mean, additional does nothing. Dodge, I think, could help, but a lot of the time, dodge isn't going to be the biggest deal in the standby either, because I think they're going to be so tanky. So it's like, it's basically just like raw attack and crit is the only thing that will probably benefit you in the standby to do a lot of damage with the family Kamehameha. So, just looking at this character, how I think they'll perform, how I think they'll be able to tank, their standby condition is super easy to do. I just felt like this seemed like the best idea to me, is to actually give them, like, full crit, basically. It's been a long time since I've done this, but I felt like this was a good idea. Right now, I'm really considering changing one of the additional orbs to, like, giving it 28 crit, and then, should I? You know, I think I will. Let's do this, and then let's see how it's gonna go. I will actually change that, and we'll rock it like this. Let's see how this is gonna go. So this is gonna be a 56% chance to crit. I mean, that's solid. We would have had a 62% chance to crit, which, I mean, it's enticing. Let's jump in. Let's see how dominant this character is. Let's see if they are really worthy of being in the #1 discussion. Alright guys, I'm coming back real quick. I hopped into the God event. We got the family Kamehameha unit in slot 7. Oh, looks like we are going to live. Okay. We got really bad rotations. I mean, stop me if you've heard this before. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Like, the game will always give you the worst possible rotations you could always hope to get. So we entered into the fight with, again, kind of like very iffy rotations here. Okay. Gohan. There was, like, Gohan was incorrect in the data, like when a lot of people were using them with the private server and stuff like that, with Gohan, where he was able to use his standby just turn 3 from the start of battle, which is not his condition. It's turn 3 from the start of turn, so it's essentially just his second turn, or whenever you want if HP is below 77% HP. So you could theoretically, you know, get the standby for the family Kamehameha up on turn 1. If you would, like, take... So, you know how some fights you could take damage on the field before you go into the fight? You could do that, take damage, and then turn 1, you could do the family Kamehameha. So, that's the thing about this character, this Gohan, this family Kamehameha character, is the condition is just sort of like perfect. I mean, you know, third turn, start of turn is not a problem. You know, that's just your second turn. You know, it's yeah, things are gonna be looking good. I'm not gonna use the Family Kamehameha. I think for this first run, I just might not use it at all. The Family Kamehameha. By the way, it's gonna start to become very difficult to showcase characters, because there's just no bosses that could handle shit. All right, like there's no bosses. Now, I don't have 2 extra Buu Saga allies besides AGL Ultimate Gohan, so we don't have his intro up. By the way, remember that this guy being on Buu Saga is going to make Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the AGL Ultimate Gohan a lot more relevant characters. AGL Ultimate Gohan or Tech Ultimate Gohan potentially could be solid to run, because as you guys can see, he does have Ol in the family. So, I mean, he is going to be a demon if we have that up. Alright, now, this initial run, unfortunately, we are going to miss out on some of Gohan's abilities. So for Gohan, when Ki is 24, he gets 58% attack, and then a guaranteed additional super, and then if HP is 77% or more, super effective. Oh, it's only the super effective. Yeah, that doesn't really matter so much, because I went with a crit build. I think a crit build on this guy does make a ton of sense. I mean, you know, I'm sorry to let you guys down who are expecting dodge on every character, but I mean, I haven't done that. I don't do dodge on every character. I do smart fucking builds. I mean, I'm sorry. Again, you know, just because people don't pay attention, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's all right here. All right. Oh, dodge the super. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Just to make sure we're looking good. 24 million. Okay. Yeah, bosses just don't have the HP to handle a lot of these teams that we're going to be running. So, you know, it's like, I'll do my best. We're going to have to go into, like, Red Zone movie boss rush and stuff, but I mean, if rotations start bad, like this Gohan started in slot 7, and like we're, you know, this is a 4-phase boss, but we're, you know, we're about to finish the damn fight, because bosses just get torched so fast. All right, Gohan. Let's see what Gohan starts out at. So Gohan opens with a 17 million attack stat. Gohan gets permanent 2 Ki forever, like the 8th anniversary LRs with every attack he does. And then he builds up 40% attack up to 200% and 30% defense up to 150% with every attack he performs. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. We might have to go into, like, one of the Dokkan event fights, like the Immortal Dokkan event bosses. Dude, look at the damage he's doing turn 1. Okay. Okay, man. You know, like, I am fearful that he's going to do too much damage. This Gohan is actually going to be doing so much damage, you will lose because of it. It's great to do this, like, godly damage like this when you've reached the end of the boss, and, like, you know, your other characters are, like, Gohan is going to kill the boss so fast. We're going to be up against, like, Goku and Frieza, and we're going to have, like, base Gogeta out there or something like that. That's what I'm talking about, where things start to get really bad. Okay, so we'll just leave them in base right here. So we do have an AoE boss right here that we'll have to respect as well. Let's hit this. Obviously, with this team, we're going to have ridiculous amounts of 2-turn support and stuff like that going all over the place. Again, I'll probably just head over to Red Zone movie boss rush after this, because I'm incredibly fearful that it's going to be very difficult to just get footage of Gohan, like, as much as I would want. What I'll probably do again is we will go into one of the Immortal Dokkan event fights. Is probably what I'm going to have to do. Because if we go into one of the Immortal Dokkan event fights, I could actually just, like, attack at will without the boss just, like, dying before we could actually see, like, what Gohan is doing and stuff like that. And I'm getting bad luck. Like, they're getting all their super procs right now. So, you know, if there is one thing about this Gohan, in base form, he is a slot 2 character, right? Like, he is guarding if there's a Kamehameha or Earthbred Fighter category ally in the same turn, right? And then if HP is 77% or less when receiving an attack, he does get a high chance to dodge, too. So the thing is I mean, I guess, okay, so it's HP 77% or less when receiving an attack. So that means, like, if we're going against the tough boss, maybe if Gohan gets locked or something like that, that dodge can trigger in, like, a very good defensive fashion. You know, locked in slot 1 against 17. 17 slaps us for a 200k normal. Then he supers with the second hit. But, you know, the normal pushed us below the 77% HP threshold, so now his dodge triggers. So, I mean, they really decided to go all out with this character and make him very busted. And, I mean, you could see the level of damage that he's able to put out. I mean, when we go into the standby, we're mostly going to be invincible, I'm thinking. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, god damn it, dude. Look at this. Like, this God event boss rush, they decided to split it into 3 stages rather than 1 stage. And, I mean, here's, you know, the problem with that. Well, I guess this will be good if Ultimate Gohan can kill him. Yeah, dude, I went into God event boss rush, and, like, we killed the bosses. Like, we're at the end of the fight, and this is Gohan's 2nd turn, dude. We're at the end of the fight, man. This is it. Like, this is the end of the fight. I'm gonna leave Gohan in base here. Let's just do this. Wait, so what is Gohan's defense? 584. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely looking pretty saucy to me, because that's 584, but then, okay, so he gets, let me look at this. So 5 key, 200% attack and defense start a turn. He does build up defense with every attack performed. That's not fully built up yet. We've done 3 attacks. We need to do 2 more to fully build up that defense. He gets the 77% attack within the same turn of each super done. No more defense in the passive, though. It's just going to be from his super attack effects at that point, which every super attack he does is giving him 30% defense. And then on his 18 key, he does also give super class allies 50% defense for 1 turn. Okay, so that's where, like, I mean, he's going to have, I don't know if I want to call it limitations in base, but, like, that's where it can kind of, you know, like, relax a little bit. It's like his defense, I don't know, he's not fully built up, though. And then, like, once these supers start kicking off, I mean, he is still going to be guard and way over 1 million, right? Yeah, sheesh, dude. I don't know. Considering at any time I want to, I can go into the standby. Like we're going to have, like, full access to that through most of the fight. We have basically everything up except for Ol and the family right here. He has essentially, like, an offensive link set, right? Things like Super Saiyan 15% attack, Prepare for Battle is giving 5% attack, Fierce Battle 20% attack, Legendary Power 15% attack, Saiyan Warrior Race 10% attack. It's all offensive links except for Golden Warrior and All in the Family. So he's at 21 million right there. Okay. And remember, he could do 4 of these. So this is the first one. Then he has an additional, that's a 70% chance to be a super when key is 18 or more. There it is right there. Then he gets a guaranteed additional super when key is 24 or more. And then obviously we could do the hidden potential system additional as well. Then there's another super. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay. So at this point, he is, you know, fully built up. No hidden potential system? And that was a 3 dodge right there too, right? Huh? What? That was a 3 dodge. Because his dodge doesn't kick up until your HP's under 77% or less when he receives the hit. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to show this guy. Like, on, like, a full power team, like, we're just going to be killing shit so fast. And, like we're just not going to get a chance to see stuff. Alright, let's maybe head over to Red Zone movie boss rush. It's such a ridiculously long fight. We will actually have an opportunity to sort of see stuff here. Alright, guys, I actually did not finish. So I guess we could get an attack potentially with Gohan right there. Ah, damn, he has so little HP. What's our defense? Okay. Yeah, damn. He's something. This is without the support from Goku, too. Like, we're not going to be able to get that much, but, like, what if we hit this right here, and then it goes up even more? Like, if I was in base Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, or there was more physical orbs, we'd be up over 1 million right now, because, I mean, we have all 7 links up. And you know, what's funny is we could also proc AGL Ultimate Gohan's active, and our defense would go up even more. So it's like we could be sitting at like 1.2 million defense right here or something like that. And then he's going to get all of his 30% defensive buffs. The only real criticism I could see so far, it's not really a criticism, but it's just something to note, is, I mean, a lot of these bosses these days, they pump out those supers in slot 1. I mean, maybe I'm focusing too much on Goku and Frieza, but it's the hardest fight. It's the standard fight. It's the first thing we talk about, right? A character comes out, you know, last year. It's like the first thing we do have to address is how would they do against an AoE, and then we can move on to the rest after that. It's going to be kind of a similar thing here. So, I mean, we're not going to, in base, we can't get him in slot 1, but the thing is, with the perfect, and I would define it as perfect, standby condition, at any moment we choose, pretty much, we could go right into that standby. I feel like most of the time I will be doing that. I want this character just sitting in their standby most of the time. Because I do, you know, I do foresee that base Super Saiyan Gohan, he's going to do too much damage. Like, you're going to get, like that could be an issue with Cell Max sometimes as well. If Cell Max hits too hard right away to where you just blow through the weak parts of the boss fight to get to the really scary part of the boss, and some of these characters on your team haven't had chance to build up, you know, build up their defense, build up their damage, transform, whatever it is that they might have to do. Let's go into Red Zone movie boss rush. Alrighty, so here we go right here. We're in our second run. We're going to be able to, yeah, let's just have Bulma go in slot 1 right there, drop that. We'll be able to get Gohan all the way up. Let's see what we're going to be looking like in terms of links. Not really too good. Just the 2 links next to Bulma, unfortunately. Alright, let's see the damage that Gohan will get. As soon as we're able to go into his standby, I think we probably will just do that. The second we can go into the standby, we'll start talking about this. I did bring Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta this fight. We are going to have to be cautious with Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta. Well, to a little bit. The one thing about the Family Kamehameha standby, it's invincible, undeniable, and maybe one of the strongest things that any character can do in the game right now. But they do have a heavy super class condition, the Gohan standby. So we're going to have to respect quite a bit, like the fact that we need it to be a full super class, you know, rotation. All right, here's Gohan. Even Red Zone movie boss rush is not going to last very long against this guy. This is just how it goes. I literally have to showcase this guy in a Dokkan event, like an immortal Dokkan event. All right, like that's the only place we could go to is like an immortal Dokkan event. Holy shit. Let me go in depth a little bit more about his super attack effects, by the way. I guess I did kind of gloss over them a little bit. All right, so now we have Vegeta. We'll keep him on that rotation. Hopefully Bojack doesn't annoy me too much. We'll see what's going to happen. All right, so in terms of Gohan's super attack effects, because we did see the stunning right there, he gets 50% attack and 30% defense for 1 turn, Mega Colossal damage, and then Super Class Allies 50% defense for 1 turn on his 18-key super attack effect. Typically, we're not going to have him in slot 1, but I suppose we could gamble, because again, you could take damage, you know, get hit first, then you trigger his, you know, dodge, and I mean, maybe, right? I guess if we would build this guy full dodge, maybe we could Ghostlight him in slot 1 a little bit more. Certainly something we could do. Then it's 12-key super attack, 50% attack for 1 turn, 30% defense for 1 turn, colossal damage to the enemy, and then a high chance to stun, 50% chance to stun. The stun will be useful because it's, you know, when stuns are maybe not as good as they could or should be, is when a character, you know, needs to transform to get to them or something like that. But Gohan is going to have it right away. So, you know, Battlefield, Super Battle Road stages, being able to stun will be huge for him. All right, let me just skip this turn. We'll get to the next turn. Let me come back next turn. We'll enter the standby. We'll start talking about the new mechanic, the Dragon Ball gathering stuff, and we'll get to it. All right, so here we're on to this next turn. This is perfect for us, yeah, and we could just go ahead and get Gohan in slot 1 right here. This way ensures that, like, Bojack is not going to be able to lock him. Because I don't want Gohan to fall onto the same rotation as the other character, Tech Vegeta. Alright, so here's the new mechanic, right, where the Dragon Balls actually just enter the field of orbs. So, for this Gohan, this family Kamehameha standby to be as elite, as dominant, as, you know, best in the game as they could be, they are going to need help to an extent. The good news is they'll be able to wipe up all attacks, I think, in the game towards him. I don't think that this character would struggle even against Bulma if she super attacked right away. Like, I saw someone saying, oh, you could just stun Bulma. Her damage is irrelevant. Yeah, motherfucker, except for the fact that she could super you before you do anything, man. Why do people pretend like the bosses can't attack first besides a big, gigantic bomb active skill super like this? That's why... Like something like this is so good. Or like the Miraculous Punch. The Miraculous Punch potentially killing Goku and Frieza, you know, that saves so many runs because you get to the end of the Goku and Frieza fight and they are 100% of the time supering before you can attack, and they super for 6 million damage, right? Like, you have to respect that. So I think that this standby, twofold, defensively, they can eat all the big damage attacks, but then we also could kill the boss before they do anything too, which I think is absolutely gargantuan. Now, we do need, I do love this, but we do need to be able to have rainbow orb changing around in order to effectively gather all of these orbs, which, you know, on this team, access to Bulma, access to Gogeta is going to be great. On their own team, the Kamehameha team, it's not going to be as good because the rainbow orb changer, it's not to this level, unfortunately. Like, Gogeta is not on Kamehameha. You know, like, a lot of these good rainbow orb changers right now, unfortunately, aren't on the Kamehameha team. So they're going to look a lot better here with Goku, Gohan, and Trunks' team for sure. All right, so talking about the standby real quick here. Remember, it's super easy to do. It's a point I've stressed all video. How elite their condition is just absolutely awesome. Now, what they do in terms of their charges, so this is a 5-turn standby. The 7 Dragon Balls appear. We get 1 charge per Key Sphere, and then you do get 4 charges per Dragon Ball as well. So that's going to be monstrous. Now, remember, this character does have shitty, failed, you know, like animations. I hate when they give that to characters. The failed animations, I think, is really stupid because we're never going to see those. So I hate that they added them. I'll make sure we'll get all 3 animations in the video here, though. I mean, yeah, this is looking good. We have tons of orbs already. We will be able to supercharge it. Here, I'll get that Dragon Ball. Like, we don't have to... It's not like we have to, oh my god, rush to hurry and get that Dragon Ball. We could let it sit there for a little bit. I'm going to let Gohan build up. So Gohan here cannot attack besides the family Kamehameha, or regular Kamehameha, or Brotherhood Kamehameha, depending upon what animation we do. Again, I really wish they would stop making failed standbys, because you never see it, right? Like, you know, a lot of people said that the animation is incredible, the family Kamehameha, but one problem is, you know, they cut out pieces. If they would combo all 3 animations into one, it would be the best animation in the game's history by far, right? Like, it's... I feel like they're wasting everything. Either have a successful standby or you can't do it. Like, having a failed one, I think, is terrible. So Gohan gets 77% attack per superclass ally in the turn, and if all allies are superclass, he gets 77% damage reduction as well. Gohan gets 50% defense when receiving an attack per key sphere obtained. So that's another thing. He's going to be invincible if we have a lot of key spheres, right? Then he guards, and then he gets 258% attack when the finish effect is activated. So the damage... Oh, yeah, Vegeta's going to help the supercharge it too, by the way. The damage the family Kamehameha is going to do, like, we will be one-shotting bosses easily. I don't typically go super crazy to, like, juice up a lot of these big super attacks and stuff like that the way a lot of other people do, but it still is going to be really crazy. So it's going to be next turn where Vegeta is going to change all the orbs, huh? Yeah, it's going to be next turn. Okay. We are going to want to make sure... I guess I'll just grab it... We'll grab it right now on this turn. We'll get that Dragon Ball. We needed to get that Dragon Ball, so let's just grab it. Okay, so I'll just skip to next turn against Bojack. We now have all 7 Dragon Balls. Look at that. We're at 70 charges already. Like, it's... Dude, we can make the family Kamehameha so damaging. It's insane. Alright, here we go. So now we're going up against Bojack. What are we looking like with the locking? Oh, Gohan. That's actually the best case scenario for us, so we could just leave him there. Could we one-shot Bojack already, do you guys think? I think we might be able to. we might be able to kill Bojack, like, actually just, like, right here. We already have all 7 Dragon Balls easily, so that's not really too much of an issue. I'll just have Gohan sit right there. Remember, we're getting just tons and tons of charges so that this Family Kamehameha is just going to drop. And it's, I mean, it's going to be, like, if we're, like, rainbowed and critting, or we got, like, attack equips or something like that, I mean, seeing this bad boy come out and just, like, 99999999999, that's going to be what we're going to be seeing from these bad boys, right? I think we'll probably do a run after this where we just rock them on their Kamehameha team. And then before I end the video, before we, you know, kind of like go in depth on the character's kit, I definitely do want to make sure we take a look at all of the different standbys that they can do. I do want to get the animations in here for the video here. All right, so yep, there's that. Bojack wouldn't be able to do shit to them pretty much no matter what. Again, I think even like Goku and Frieza would not be able to damage them. Like the amount of bosses that can't do shit to them. Like Bulma is not going to do anything to that standby. I don't think so. Like I think that they are going to be truly special with that standby up, man. I really do. I don't want to float Vegeta. I really don't want to float Goku, Gohan, and Trunks either. God damn it. Yeah, so Bulma's going to have to rock it in slot 1. Which she can do. We'll hit this right here. Do you guys think we'll be able to one-shot Janemba? If we don't kill right here... Wait, who is sealed? Bulma's sealed? Maybe I should have transformed into Vegeta. Used the Big Bang and stuff like that to hyper-accelerate it, just eliminating Bojack right here. Might have been good to do. Now you're super attacking on Bulma, huh? $266. Okay, not really too bad. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and use the Family Kamehameha. And we'll just finish and eliminate, whatchamacallit. We'll just finish and eliminate Bojack. Looks, with his sealing, Bojack was able to seal the right characters to kind of keep himself from getting annihilated very quickly, right? I guess that is, you know, kind of like one thing that can happen, so. We probably would have been better off for us if it had been the Family Kamehameha character that had been the one that actually got sealed last turn, and instead of Gogeta, right? Gogeta would have done massive damage. All right, so I mean, we'll just. They're already going to be in slot 3. Remember, it's not a big deal with Super Saiyan Gohan being on rotation with a villain if he's in base form. It's not going to be a problem. Gohan gets sealed, okay. Yeah, okay. So, remember what I said? Yeah, Vegeta, the Vegeta and Piccolo unit are going to help out a little bit, because we could just go ahead and do this, and then we're going to supercharge it even more. Now, the amount of damage that this is going to do, like, I'm pretty sure we're at 9999999, even if we don't crit. And remember that like, the damage cap thing is only like an artificial limit. Like, you know, like Bulma, I believe, has 200 million HP. At like, you know, even though it'll just say 9999999, like we could do over that. So, here, let's just go ahead and drop this. Bojack is dead, by the way, obviously. 132 charges by Bojack. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be seeing with this character, is this. Like, that's just gonna be a common occurrence, and even had they not crit, I'm still pretty sure they would have done the 99 million damage. Like, I think it still would have it would have been all 9s even without the crit. I don't know how much damage that did right there, But, I mean, that probably, in this instance, would have, like, one-shot a Bulma or something like that, right? Now, if we get Bulma on rotation and she pops her active skill, too, there's no boss that's living this shit. Like, and it's not even... The other thing, too, is, like, you know, like, I found with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta that they could go absolutely crazy and things could be, you know, oh my god, like, their damage is so wild and shit like that. But it's one of those things where it was, like, that could happen, like, if you go out of your way to juice it up like crazy. I think with the Family Kamehameha, like, it's going to be consistent that they're going to be putting up numbers like that. I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we got Vegeta out here, and Gogeta and stuff like that. I guess, I mean, I could probably just skip the rest of this turn, and then we could come back next turn, and then we'll just get a little bit more footage with the Gohan. I mean, I feel like by this point, we actually got through this a little bit quicker than I was thinking. I feel like we have covered most of the character, right? Like, we could see the ridiculously elite damage base Gohan can do. He could do a lot of super attacks. His guard is conditional, but it's to a Kamehameha or Earthbred fighter ally. That's not gonna be an issue. He can activate dodge mid-turn for some reason. The dodge on this character seems very excessive. Like, why did they give him that? Right? Like, that would be like Dokkan Festellar Broly. You know, after he transforms, like, just, you know, he could get dodge after he attacks, too. Like, it just seems so silly that this Gohan can dodge at, like, because, like, okay, so people will say, like, oh, 1,000,000 defense with guard isn't really that crazy, which is true. But, like, that's usually, like, in slot 1. Like, a character in slot 2, like, this Gohan, I don't think he would be in danger to any of the big normals, right? Like, again, you know, Bulma's kind of the standard. Bulma could hit those crazy normals. Although, again, Gohan himself certainly would never be will probably not be getting hit by Bulma, since he could actually stun her for slot 2 if he's in slot 2. But Gohan would be able to tank a lot of these really crazy normals, like Goku and Frieza's juice normals. Like I would think Gohan would be able to tank those, and then again, just potentially having dodge tacked onto it. If there was like a cheeky big time super attack in like slot 2 or slot 3. So he's got the huge damage. He's invincible in the standby. Just, yeah, like a very, very crazy character. Very, very nuts. So yeah, let's try and get the other failed standby animations in here. I feel like it actually could potentially be hard to get. Consider the Kamehameha, like, charge count has to be 34 or less to do the regular one. Like, some of those I think are going to be a little tough. This could be a turn where we put Gohan in slot 1 right here, actually. Because Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, they should be okay, right? They didn't get their, whatchamacallit, last turn, but I think it probably will still be okay. So, alright, let's see damage and stuff like that we get from Gohan in this turn. I think we'll probably do 2 more rotations of this run. We'll do this one, and then next turn, and we can have the Bulma support, crazy support up for Gohan. See kind of, I'm going to let this go. See kind of the juice damage that, you know, Super Saiyan Gohan is capable of doing. Yeah, I mean, I want to go through the full world tour yet, but I mean, this character is number 1. I just don't see how I couldn't do it. Like, I love what this character does, you know, really revitalizing old characters with just the amount of defensive support they're wrapping around the entire team. But, you know, I do, like, like, they can get killed. Like, we've seen them caught and killed, right? Like, Beast is just, like, undeniable. Very difficult to see him die. He does have his active skill where he can protect all allies. But this Gohan, I mean, part of it would be the fact that he'll be in slot 2 whenever he's in base most of the time. But, like, we're not going to see this guy dying. Like, this is not a character that's going to be dying, man. And then he's going to be doing shit like that. He's going to be doing shit like that. Okay. All Alright, guys. We could go ahead and make this our last rotation of this run right here. Considering Bulma's support will be up, I don't think Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, they're not going to be in danger, no way, of Broly's super attack right here, right? So we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and drop Bulma's active. This is going to push Gohan's damage up very high. But, I mean, I guess, in truth, the only way we could actually see, like, Gohan be able to spread his wings is probably against an immortal boss. I think that, you know, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks plus this Gohan will be doing too much damage even for this Broly. Like, these bosses just don't have... Like, they would have to drop a boss that's got, like, 500 million HP or something like that. Again, I think Bulma has 200 million. I think that this Broly... I can't remember. Does this Broly have 150 million with, like, high damage reduction? I think he does. Yeah, he's still got several health bars in there. Hang on, hang on. I think I was crying a little too quickly here. Let's see. This boss rush Broly has... He has 150 million HP, but 70% damage reduction. So, he's able to hang in there quite a bit. Because Bulma has more HP, but she does have less damage reduction than Broly, I believe. Okay, double digits. Very good. Alright, Gohan. 39. Oh, really? Oh, yeah? Okay. And then 30. Okay. Sure. And then 39 again by Broly. See, I wonder if we did the hidden potential. Well, guys, yeah, I guess we don't need additional. Because he kills the boss before you can get the before you get the fucking additional. All right, bye, Broly. See ya, dude. All right, guys. Let's just. What I would like to do here is I would like to get the standbys off. With, you know, so we could at least see all the different animations. Here's just, you know, kind of like a little bit more footage we can get of the Gohan. So let's just see Gohan do some attacks right here. And then we'll do his standby on the next turn, right? But yeah, I mean, obviously, this character, they look like they probably are #1. So far, I've had good luck with we've had good luck with the additional supers in this video. That first one is only a 70% proc. This is a guaranteed additional. So you know who it's very similar to it's the 8th anniversary LRs, right? Like, it's the same thing. No hidden potential system again? Huh. That's so crazy, because at the start of the video, I raised it. We're getting really... Okay. Sure. Let's come back. We'll try and get, again, the other standby animations in here. Alright, so since I want to get less charges, I just redid that so there would hopefully be less orbs on screen. So I feel like this actually could potentially be hard to get, especially since, I mean, I guess we are in a Dokkan event too, where orbs are good. The one orb changer we have is the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. Maybe I shouldn't have brought them. So the two failed animations I want to get in here, the regular Kamehameha is when charge count is 34 or less, and then... The Brotherhood Kamehameha is charge count is 35 or more with 6 or fewer Dragon Balls. So, okay. Let's try and get this regular Kamehameha. So I need to just try and get as few orbs as possible. Is all I'm looking to do for this right here. Because I do just want to get these animations here in this video. Alright, so there we go. So that's what the normal Kamehameha looks like. See, one thing that is a bit of an issue here is this animation. Like, there is a full, complete animation, but, like, they chopped it up to make the 3 animations, which just feels bad because, I mean, it's very effortless and easy, by the way, to be able to get the animation we actually want to get. That's, again, I think one reason this is going to feel so bad. It's not difficult to get the animation. We're not going to be able to get the... I want to get the Brotherhood Kamehameha in here as well. So I'm going to have to restart, and we'll have to come back into another event. So I'll just do that. We'll come back when we're ready to get the Brotherhood Kamehameha and get that in here as well. That is 35 or more charges with 6 or fewer Dragon Balls. So we just need to make sure to not get all 7 Dragon Balls. We'll come back and do that. You know, that KO screen doesn't look too bad either, huh? Alright, so there we go. There's the other 2 failed animations. I feel like most of the time it's going to be very easy to collect all 7 Dragon Balls, so... Yeah, that's the one negative about this character, I would just say really is that, which is the fact that they have these extra animations, which I don't really see much of a point or a reason for. So I think with that, we pretty much covered everything about the character. We saw how busted they are. This is a character that is going to dominate the entire game. Alright, guys. So yeah, this family Kamehameha Gohan, they went all out with this character. That's for goddamn sure. Oh, let me make sure to add him to... Okay, so this is a rainbow unit. We do have a transformation, and we do have an active and a standby. All check, 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 check. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the full details of this character. Remember that we basically only have W's and no L's for this character, pretty much. So this is all-out super attack, Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. Leader skill is Kamehameha, category key 3 and 200% to stats. Passive skill is the power to protect Earth. 5 key, 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. 2 key, 40% attack up to 200%, 30% defense up to 150% with each attack performed. So a couple of things here. Number 1, Gohan does have the permanent key stacking ability of the 8th anniversary LRs. It's funny, he very much resembles like a super god-powered version of like the 8th anniversary LRs, huh? Like that's what he is. Like, he's kind of like, he really is just like a way stronger version of Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So he gets this permanent 2 key, which could help depending upon the fight. And you build up the attack and defense. By the way, it's with each attack performed. So even if you get, you know, the additional normal syndrome, it's not going to hurt you in terms of his build-up. Then he does get 77% attack within the same turn with each super attack performed. This is why, you know, once you get to like his 3rd and 4th super attacks, the damage is even higher than his 18 key, and it just looks, it looks obscene. Then he launches an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super when key is 18 or more. At 24 key, Gohan gets an additional 58% attack, a guaranteed additional super, and then if HP is 77% or more, he's super effective against all types. Then if there's a Kamehameha or Earthbred Fighter category ally in the same turn, Gohan gets an extra 2 key and guard, and then if HP is 77% or less when receiving an attack, he gets a high chance to dodge. See, the dodge feels so, like they're overdo it, like holy hell, right? Like he did not need this right here. That is a crazy tack on. This could be, by the way, a good defense mechanism against toxic boss mechanics, locking AoEs, things like that, if HP is 77% or less. Again, I've already set the scene. We're fighting, you know, Goku and Frieza, Supreme Magnificent Battle fight. 17 locks him in slot 1 because he starts out in, like, you know, turn 4 or slot 7 or something like that. You know, he's locked in slot 1. 17 hits him, you know, maybe does some damage and then tries to super, but then the dodge triggers. So that could be huge right there. Gohan has the standby, which great condition. At any point, if HP is 77% or less, or third turn from the character's entry turn, just think of this as second rotation. That's all this is, just second turn. And then you'll stand by for 5 turns. The 7 Dragon Balls appear and show up on the screen, and we get 1 charge count per key sphere, and then an additional 4 per Dragon Ball that we get. Gohan's 12 key super attack is the Masenko, which gives him 50% attack and 30% defense for 1 turn. Then he does colossal damage with a 50% chance to stun the enemy. His 18 key super attack is the Super Explosive Wave, which gives him 50% attack and 30% defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then gives super class allies 50% defense for 1 turn. Link set, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, all in the family. Prepare for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power. Just again, a very uber busted character. Really, really obscene. 12 key multiplier, 150%, 24 key, 200%. This is the only thing I was like, what, is he going to have a 160% 12 key too? You don't see that very often, but characters do at times have that. Last thing I want to show before we look at his categories is this. Here's the 200% leaders. You know, several real options. Boo Saga is now way stronger with this Gohan existing on that team for sure. That team is good. Again, this is a massive power buff to that team. And then we have, you know, the Gogeta movie hero team, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. So we have a couple of legit teams. And then keep in mind, they're going to be, you know, gods of the game. Potentially even better than this Gohan just in a couple of months. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Gohan's category teams that he's got here. So he, of course, is on Kamehameha. Finally, I've been dying for a Kamehameha leader for a long time. We finally get it. Now, I mean, a lot of the older characters aren't as impressive as they once were, but it is still good to finally get another Kamehameha leader, so I do like that. Gohan, of course, is also on the... This is Hybrid Saiyan. This is the Hybrid Saiyan team. So Gohan, of course, is on hybrids. Hybrids, man. We can get a hybrid leader now, and we're ready to go for sure. Then Gohan is also on the Boo Saga. This is crazy. Not very consistent. I would argue this character shouldn't be on Boo Saga, but, I mean, it's better for all of us that he is. So, it massively helps this guy, and this guy too, by the way, that Gohan is on Boo Saga. So, it's a big deal. Then Gohan is also on full power. She's on, like, AJL Broly's team as well. Yeah, sheesh, dude. It's crazy. She's there. He, of course, is Movie Hero. Now, Movie Hero gets a massive buff with this character added to there. So now Movie Hero is definitely legitimate, right? You know, we have look at some of the recent options we've gotten. Just crazy. Movie Hero is going to be insane now. Then there's also the Goku family team. We certainly could build a crazy Goku family team if we had like a leader team like for that. Sheesh, dude, would be crazy. Gohan is also on Sibling Bond. Another monster option added to the Sibling Bond team. Gohan is also on the Super Saiyan category, so yet another ridiculous Super Saiyan buff. I mean, we've had so many Super Saiyan category characters over the last year. Gohan is also on... Oh my god, this is Savior, right? He's on the Savior team. Holy shit, he's on Saviors. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is one of those niche teams that getting a major option like this really helps. Then Gohan is also on the Defender of Justice category. So, going to be a huge option over here as well. Very good. Then Gohan is on the Bond of Parent and Child. I'm still waiting for this Bond of Parent and Child to get a nice leader skill. That's going to be awesome. Gohan is also on the Earthbred Fighter category team. I'm still waiting for this to get a nice leader skill as well. But, you know, good for Gohan to be here. And then finally, Gohan is down here on the Power of Wishes category team. Yeah, which is crazy, because obviously Power Wishes is a nice little team there. So there's the base Gohan. Again, remember, we have the transformation into the standby. Very great condition. At any time when HP is under 77%, or starting from the third turn from the character's entry turn. Now, for some characters, that is, you know, oh, of course they do this dumb shit. This character, it's not really going to affect him. If it was third turn from the start of battle, I mean, that, you know, slot 7, he'd be able to instantly transform. But I don't think just second turn is a problematic transformation condition whatsoever. It's funny how much of a difference turn 3 from the character's turn and turn 5 from the... It's a huge difference, right? So we will be able to get into this standby transformation pretty easy, which is good. All right, so then we jump over here. Oh, wait, actually, so the character, right? They can't super, their passive changes. They actually have one link that changes. All in the family actually becomes Kamehameha. So, again, they can't attack, right? Passive skill, Power of Wishes and Justice. Unable to attack except for when the finish effect is activated. They get 77% attack per superclass ally in the turn. And if all allies are superclass in the turn, they get 77% damage reduction. They get 50% defense per key sphere when receiving an attack. They guard, and then they get 258% attack when finish effect is activated. And then they have 3 different finish effects, right? But this is stupid. They should only have one. You should either trigger the good ability or you don't trigger anything at all, right? They do this work on these animations that no one is ever going to see. So I hate it. I do. I don't like it with LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I don't like it with Jiren. Any of these characters that have failed standbys, it's stupid. It shouldn't be there. So the first failed one is the Kamehameha with 34 charges or less. 15% attack per charge count and ultimate damage. Then there's the Brotherhood Kamehameha with 35 charges or more, and you have to have 6 or fewer Dragon Balls. And then 15% attack per charge and super ultimate damage to the enemy. Then the Family Kamehameha, 35 charges or more with all 7 Dragon Balls, 20% attack per charge count, super ultimate damage, and then super effective against all types as well. So 750% is what it's got right there. Okay, yeah, quite good. And then the link set becomes Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Just a ridiculously silly character. Here's the best linking partners, by the way. I would actually argue many of these characters aren't really that good. We do have this, I mean, one of the best units in the game. I mean, they're probably 2 now, or maybe 3 if you really want to argue Beast above them. And then this, of course, is their standby, link set. But a lot of the, I mean, dude, this Namek Goku, his EZA is not too far off. This guy's EZA might not be too far off. Their EZA might not be too far off, right? Like, we still don't know how super EZAs are going to work. Could we see this character super EZA sometime soon? Right? Could this guy super EZA sometime soon? Or what about him? Hard to say. Regardless, it's a good... Oh, this guy could EZA soon, though. Oh, yeah. So he's got a nice Saiyan link set. Super Saiyan link set, I would say. So let me know what you guys think about the LR Family Kamehameha unit. This is probably the best character in the game. Because, I mean, they have very limited weaknesses, and they're just going to be able to just completely annihilate the toughest bosses. I don't know. It's going to be a buzzsaw, right? And remember, so often I see and hear people say, kill the boss before they kill you, but it's a figment of people's imagination because the boss always dictates it. You get good RNG and the boss decides not to super you first, then yeah, you could kill the boss before they kill you, sure. But that's not the way it's going to go every single time. But with the Family Kamehameha, it's true. You can just kill the boss before they kill you, before they do anything. It's actually true with this character. So, yeah. That's why I went crit. Because we literally can actually just kill them before they do anything, which is going to be crazy. When we go into Goku and Frieza and just one-shot them, it's, yeah, they're pretty good.